So, what's going on? Christian hat probably could say that, but um, you know, but if you listen to Lecrae's music, you clearly see that he's not Christian. He doesn't want to be called a Christian rapper. He sees him as a hip hop artist as having to be Christian, which is understandable because not everybody is meant to be called a Christian rapper. When you look at his content nowadays, you could say even though most of his music is still about Jesus, still about God, he has gone to a different direction. He's more political. He's more Black Lives Matter focused. He's not, you know, he's not just, about theology and scriptures and stuff that cross movement and was talking about back in the day. So the reason why I want to talk about this video is because I've been following Lecrae for over the last 6 years. I seen his growth from being, when I started listening to Lecrae, he was already starting to get buzz, but when 2012 hit, that's when Lecrae really was starting to get, attention from the mainstream audience. I remember when he did Church Clothes, he was with Kendrick Lamar, he was with Don Cannon, all his big names in hip hop. And he did an interview with Hard Knocks TV, and like Lecrae just blew up from there. And now Lecrae, he's on Sway in the morning. He's on the Breakfast Club. He's on Power 92.3. Like he's on pretty much every major hip hop station. He was almost signed. Jay-Z tried to sign him at one point. So Lecrae has been, Lecrae's been on the mainstream radar for quite some time now. But it started back, even earlier before that. They was on BET Hip Hop Cipher. So Lecrae's been in mainstream hip hop radar for quite some time now, for the last 6 years or so. Lecrae's been on major television. He's come a long way, like a long way. If you've been following Lecrae longer than I have, you could definitely say he come a long way. A lot of people didn't start listening to Lecrae till like 3, 4 years ago, but I've been listening to Lecrae, since Rehab. So this is Rehab to Overdose. This is Rehab, so like and then I also listen to Lecrae older stuff what he did with Cross Movement, he did with, you know, Jesus Music, Real Talk, Rebel. So I listened to like his older stuff when he was like very pro Christian, very, theological and stuff like that. And I like his old stuff, when Lecrae got famous, I was kind of a little concerned because Lecrae, he wasn't, as he still talked about God, but it wasn't as like he wasn't as quick to talk about God. Like he would talk about like segue hip hop. He would talk about like Kendrick and stuff like that, and J Cole, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with giving those guys credit, but like when he's talking about more about them than he's talking about like people like Trip Lee and Tadashi and Gemstones and they and that stuff. People who are Christians, but like they can rap. Like he say, oh, they can rap, but like he talk about guys with Christian music, and then versus guys who are clean, Christian, but they can rap. They butts or something like the fire life, like son. Like we got so many dope MCs that just don't get the recognition, and that's why I felt Dayton on that video because Dayton is one of those guys that who's very pro Christian, but when I listen to Dayton music, it's very unique. He has a very battle rap style of rapping. Like I could tell, he was very into hip hop. Before he got saved, even though Dayton was never really a household name, but he was still, pretty known in the battle rap scene. And like seeing him talk about how he got converted to Jesus, listen to the truth, it just really showed that Christian rap, for the last decade has been up to par. It's not, Christian people think that Christian rap has always been corny up until Lecrae came out, but Christian rap has been good At least in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that, the truth and, ambassador always talk about the scriptures and Bible. But like, me come from the church, me, it was cool seeing somebody who was young and urban that was, you know, rapping about God because, growing up in the church, growing up in the, I grew up listening to gospel music like Mary Mary, Kurt Franklin, Fred Hammond. Hold on for a second. Okay, I'm back. So now, back what I was saying that, I grew up listening to a lot of gospel music for Kurt Franklin, Mary Mary, Todd Tribbett, all that stuff. So growing up in that scene, I mean, I like gospel music. I still listen to gospel music, but with Christian hip hop, I can relate to them more because again, they're talking about like struggles, being a person. They talk about the struggles, of being a Christian. It's not just about saying Jesus, 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 but talking about the struggles of just being a human being while living for God, and that's what gravitated me towards Christian rap. Um, that's why I eventually stopped listening to secular rap, for a good while because Christian rap, it made me want to get close to God. It was like, oh, cool. They talking about being young and ashamed. Tripoli gotta grow. Lecrae, Jesus music, the truth, man up, like songs like that. Really encouraged me to live for God as a teenager. Okay, so hearing those songs helped me grow, helped me, ignite that passion I have for God as a young person, as a young man, being a teenager, 14, just starting high school. Like, just hearing those songs was like very encouraging for me because, I was listening to, a lot of my, peers listen like Lil Wayne, T-Pain, um, all that stuff. Drake, Nicki, like, and it was just about, drinking it, smoking weed, and, and sexing all the time. So like it was, it was cool seeing, Christians rapping like that. That really inspired me to want to be for God, and just, inspired me to be, unashamed. And like that's why I enjoyed, the old Christian rap from, the 2000s, because it was very evangelistic. It was very heavy on, being, you know being, disciple, very heavy on being mature. And, Christian rap nowadays is more about, making a hottest beat, making a song that gets, kids, hype. And I know a lot of it has to do with Lecrae's success, because Lecrae is like the big name in Christian hip hop. Even though he doesn't consider himself a Christian rapper, I mean he still kind of is in that genre, because he's grew up in Christian hip hop. He's always been talking about Jesus in his music. He was always overtly Christian. So to the CHH community, he still is considered Lecrae one of them. But if you know, but they also don't like the fact that Lecrae is kind of like, like entertainment. He's always dissing himself from the CHH community. He was saying, "I'm not a Christian rapper. I'm no different than Chance and Kendrick and stuff like that." And even though Chance talks about God in his music, Kendrick, he talked about God in his music in his new album. In his new album, he's still different. Lecrae, for one, he doesn't curse in his music. They do. Kendrick and Chance curse a lot in music. Lecrae doesn't. So that's one difference. Another difference is that Lecrae, he's been rooted and grounded and in the CHH community. He's been rooted and grounded by people like, cross movement. He's been rooted and grounded in that genre, whereas Chance and Kendrick hasn't. Chance, Chance is technically a Christian rapper. He's technically, in the CHH community, but he's not, but he hasn't been rooted and grounded. He hasn't been, discipled the way like the Truth and Lecrae, Triple E, and those guys have been. That's why I consider Chance, kind of like a hybrid, like kind of like D1 in a sense, because D1, even though you could see himself a Christian, you could call him a Christian rapper, but like he's more mainstream, but he still can blend in with Christian or CJ's community. You know, Chance, on the other hand, he's more a mainstream artist. I mean, he's more mainstream, but he's still kind of blending with CJ's community. After all, he did some like Kurt Franklin. So that's why a lot of people can just call someone a gospel artist, because Kurt Franklin is like a big name in gospel. So, anywho, this video, I watch videos, people, people's opinions on this speech. I watch people like the crew, which I'm going to show you guys that channel. So subscribe to the crew. I did a shout out to those guys when I did the John Gibbs video. So definitely shout. So definitely give a big shout out to the crew. Jay's with the crew, because I mean he's a dope. I mean, he talks about CHH, talks about people like Lecrae and stuff like that. He gives you the news and what's going on in the community. The crew. Who else? Okay, my YouTube is not being weird. Okay, let me see. Who else? Metro Celis. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Oh, never mind. This the video That's all. LG's React. They too. They was kind of more pro Lecrae, and then I know I watched their video and they gave some valid points. I'm kind of in the middle between the version between being on the two extremes. One side is saying that Lecrae is sold out, as you see on this on my YouTube page. Another guy saying that Lecrae, he's doing the right thing. He should, he's trying to win. He's trying to get more people to listen to his music. Like people's not gonna listen to that Christian rap if he's not gonna listen to him. If he's overtly Christian and whatnot. People's not gonna listen to that. So I'm kind of on both sides because one end, like people will listen to people like one end. I'm saying on them like okay, I get I get the reason why people are so concerned about Lecrae because they want him going far into the world. They want him sinning. They want him, being into no scandals, nothing crazy like that. But I think Lecrae's in a good place because even though Lecrae's not perfect, Lecrae, I kind of wish Lecrae could be more, you know, vocal about, people like Jim Stones and D1 when he's doing mainstream interviews. That's kind of my problem with issue with Craig. People who are actually dope and can rap, who's not corny, who is, you know, saved and not cursing in music. I wish he'd be more vocal about those guys and not just Kendrick and J. Cole. Those guys are cool rappers. But Lecrae's in a good place because, there are hard reasons why, I like Christian rap is because Christian rap, is more about community. One of the reasons why people in the gospel industry, black gospel industry, like, I'm talking about gospel, I'm talking about like Kirk Franklin, Zod Tripp, and stuff like that. One of the reasons why those guys, fall into scandals a lot. You see guys like Tone in the scandal. You see guys like Kirk, having, Owen confessed his porn addiction. You have guys like, you know, Todd Tribbett, who like 7 years ago had a marital affair. Guys like guys like who else? Tone, who came openly gay. Um, guys like just other James Hall who had his own little scandal with another dude. Like you've seen so many scandals in the gospel industry. It's like ridiculous. And and then there's more things that we don't even know about. My because my family, like my because I got family members who play for these gospel singers. They talking about, man, these gospel singers aren't who they say they are. So it's very, so gospel, the gospel industry is very corrupt. I mean, all the industries are corrupt in some way, but gospel industry is like the most corrupt, like, cause you feeling the anointing, they sing, you feel the spirit, you feel the presence of God in the music. You want to shout, want to say, I got to live from this song. But then next thing you know, that the person who sang those songs are cheating on their spouse, or getting, or coming homosexuals, like, crazy stuff like that. And like with CHS community, it's more about community. It's less about music. I mean, not to say that music is important. I mean, it's not important in CHS community, but it's more about being disciple. It's more about, being, spiritually mature. That's why you don't hear a lot of scandals in the CHS community. The only scandal you really had in CHS community, was the truth and Todd Tribbett scandal. That was like several years back. That was in '09. So like, yeah, I had a big scandal like that in a long time. But granted, you have seen some guys leave the CJ community. Like I mentioned earlier with John Gibbs, he didn't want to be, John Gibbs, it's like completely, he's not going the crazy direction where he's going to still be Christian, but just not call himself a Christian rapper. He's like, I'm done with Christian music. Like he's saying that I'm gonna glorify smoking weed. I'm gonna curse my music. Like he's going completely mainstream. Then got guys like Jahazel, who was a British Christian rapper. He doesn't he completely left the faith. Like he doesn't even consider himself a Christian no more. So you have situations like that where CJ just kind of like tying them down, making them feel like they can't be themselves because they had to be this holy role. They have to become, like you have that, in the CHH community, but at least CHH community is more open minded. You have people like Propaganda, you have people like Lecrae, you have people like the Home Beats community, Home Beats Reach Records. Those are two labels that that are more or less pro, are progressive. So they don't. So they're more gracious when a artist falls. They not gonna condemn you or whatnot, but they are gonna correct you. But they're not gonna condemn you. At least that's what I see. So that's why I appreciate the CHH community more so than I appreciate the gas community. The CHH, is more, because CHH, a lot of young people, it's more for, young, people who are in their teens and 20s, coming into the faith, because that the demographic, the youth and young adults are, are leaving the church. They tired of the tradition. They tired of, you know, pastor, getting the, getting the scams. They tired of hearing about these judgments of church mothers. They tired of, of getting scrutinized by the church, and that's why Lecrae and people like that are have to go to the CCM community to or to get an audience because the black church, the black church for so long has been, rejecting hip hop, and and hip hop has been, a great vehicle, has been a great vehicle in getting young people, you know, to Christ. I mean, we've seen it all the time with Reach Records. We've seen it with the Cross Movement back in the day, Humble Bees. We've seen it with a lot of groups that pushes, hip hop culture in the church. I don't think hip hop is a bad culture. I mean, I know my pastor, my pastor's not old, but he's very conservative. He's a older Gen Xer, so he grew up in the hip hop culture, but he's not Christian. He doesn't agree with Christian hip hop. He doesn't see Christian hip hop as he see Christian hip hop as an oxymoron, which is I don't really see that like that. Because I know there's a lot of rappers who can rap and who is anointed. Like, if you listen to Gemstones, Lyrical Miracle, if you listen to, Gemstones, like, that brother is anointed. Like he was in the other side. Like, he was about to get signed. He's about to be, a big name star. He was up there with the Kanye's, the Drakes, and like, and he decided to give it like the God, and people got mad at him. Like, yo, so like I don't think that hip hop and Christianity should be separate. But I do see, however, I do agree that Christian hip hop. People who are rapping and who of course are Christians should have a relationship with God. I do agree with that. I do agree that Christians should be more accountable. Christian rappers should be more accountable. What is with a person who are in the same label as them, or somebody who is more mature and seasoned, should hold each other accountable, so that way we can have a strong community. We can maintain a strong community in the genre. Another thing is that guys who are on up here in the CHH community, like Lecrae, should be more vocal with other artists who are Christians. It don't have to be something like a Seven or a Dayton. It could be, it doesn't have to be someone like that. It could be, again, it could be someone like Gemstones. It could be someone like Propaganda. Like, those guys are, Christians, but they progressive. They dope MCs. Those guys could deserve a shout out. Those guys deserve to be more out there. Versus somebody who is just, who is a great rapper and that's it. So that's my whole take on Lecrae's success. I think Lecrae's that's a good thing. I just I just wish it was more of a balance between being okay, not being political and being more you know relatable versus, and then also being uh but also being, making sure that, hey, I'm a Christian, I love Jesus, you know, here's my perspective, here's my whole take on this whole situation, you know, here's, we got good rappers on this side, but there are great rappers on, on the Christian side as well, on down in the kingdom. You should check them out. They don't curse, they don't judgmental. They don't. I mean, they rap about God, but they also rap about like real life struggles as well. Like that's how I look at Lecrae, in his antics, so to speak. So with that being said, that's my thoughts. Leave a comment below and see what's your thoughts on Lecrae and his success, and direction he's gone. His music, I'm proud of Lecrae. I'm proud. I'm happy that he's doing well. I'm happy that he signed. Lecrae has went through a lot. Last year he said he struggled with depression, which is a big struggle for a lot of artists, like a lot of people, and that are in his like limelight, depression, and like I'm glad that he's able to deal with that depression. Um, and part of the reason why he's going through depression is because the scrutiny he was getting from the Christian community, from the CCM community, because Craze was he had a more pro-black stance, and that scared a lot of people, because a lot of Craze fans are white, all white Christians, and that's another thing. That's another problem with the CHH communities that I mean, we, because our music is clean and because our music is, because the music is clean, because the music is like, Bible focused, and, you know, all about, Bible focused, Bible, centric, as so to speak. I mean, we tend to, appeal to more towards the, white suburban audience versus the black audience. And I wish there's more artists, in the faith that, that can reach out to more, to the hood, the urban culture, because I feel like that culture gets ignored, that culture gets ignored when it comes to hip hop, in when it comes to Christian hip hoppers, so to speak. I mean, because I mean, because again, because Christian hip hop. I mean, when you call yourself a Christian rapper, I mean, of course you're gonna automatically, you automatically gonna get the stigma being corny, being whack, you can't rap and whatnot, you soft and whatnot. But when you look at a D1, for example, D1, when he started out, he's always been for the hood. He's always been for the streets. I mean, when you look at his earlier raps, it's straight, street New Orleans type of rap. So that's why he's able to get a fan base in the world and eventually get a Christian CHH audience. Like I wish more rappers be like D1, like they come from the hood, so they rap, so and they can win the hood. They come from the hood, but they still stay in the hood, and meaning that they can rap, about God, but they also can rap about how I can relate to like the hood shit, like God, I'm struggling to pay my bills, or I'm struggling with with child support, or I struggle with or just the fact that you gotta dodge bullets every day, or growing up without father. Like I wish there was more rappers like that, who could win a mainstream black audience. Got people watch BET, people who watch BET and they listen to like Lil Wayne, they listen to like Walk, they listen well. I listen. I'm not even Walk Flocka. I mean 21 Savage and Young Thug, like that, or that whole demographic, those guys who listen, guys who like trap music, like guys live in the hood in like Atlanta, inner city, New York, inner city, New Orleans, inner city, LA, those guys, the inner city black kids. I mean, like I wish there were more artists like D1. I mean, not saying that he's the only one, but that's the only one who I see doing it right. When he could win a black audience and a Christian audience, like that balance right there is so needed in hip hop right now. So with that being said, that's my thoughts on Lecrae success. What you guys think? And what you guys think,